It's the 16th of April, 2022. I'm Scott L. Miller. This is my daily vlog of life in Central America. Thanks for joining me. Today is Saturday, and it is the biggest, busiest, craziest day, not only of Semana Santa, of the Holy Week here for Easter, but of the entire year in Nicaragua. This is the culmination of the holiday events. This is the equivalent of Christmas Eve in the United States, but there's really nothing that compares Semana Santa here with holidays back in North America, because there's just nothing like it. Here, it's basically an entire week off from work for most people, and when you have holidays here, it's all kind of like a mixture of Thanksgiving and the 4th of July. So even though it is a very religious holiday, in theory, it is celebrated like a bacchanal. It is all drinking and partying and dancing and live bands and just general mayhem, fireworks and screaming, and the chill parties are people sitting on the street drinking beers with family, and the wild parties are giant beach craziness, literally called bacchanals here, and they set up huge stages on the beach and bring in DJs and rappers and rock bands and all kinds of stuff, and we are no exception. We've had concerts all week, and we have one of our biggest ones, possibly our biggest, is tonight, and that's just what you do. So today's the big day, right? So from a hospitality standpoint, as we are restaurant and hotel operators, today is the biggest of our big shows for the entire year. This is why we didn't take over the hotel until a week or two from now last year. That makes sense, about 50 weeks ago, because we wanted to get past Semana Santa, because the last thing we wanted to do is take over during such a crazy time. We wanted to take over when it was super slow and the big season had just ended, rather than taking over for the busiest days and failing miserably and ruining the reputation of the hotel. So we had the entire year to learn how to operate the hotel, the entire year to get our tax status and our beer shipments and all of those things, those ducks into their rows, and we only barely did. It's worth noting, a point of interest, it took about 48 weeks to do a lot of that stuff. Our full distributor licensing for some of our stuff, we have been able to sell beer, for example, the entire time we've been here. We have our licenses, we have our distributorships and all those pieces, but in changing everything over to us, we lost a lot of our volume and our discounts. And we had to work really, really hard to earn those back. Even though we're the biggest seller in the region, we still had to work really hard to get back the discounts and stuff that they had at lower volume in the past. Sorry about that. If I didn't stop, the bell just goes and goes and goes and goes, and that you couldn't be able to hear me talk at all. Now it's just wrapping up. So we had to get all of that stuff back in place, and we only just got it in the last week to get our discounts back so that we could make real money during Semana Santa. Had we missed this, it would have been a financial disaster, because the cost of all of our stuff would have been many percentages, like 10 or 15% worse. And those margins are tight. So that's basically all the profits would have been gone, simply because we had to reboot the hotel and not made it by this really tight window. But we did make it the last second, but it took all of that time, the entire year that we have been here. So it was actually a mad rush and could have been a disaster very easily, but it turned out wild success. Everything was great. So this morning, all of that is kind of the intro. It's Saturday morning. Spent a lot of the morning a little bit relaxing, because we're very tired from the party last night. And I should know, I am recording all of these videos wildly out of order. I'm very discombobulated. This whole week has been absolutely crazy because of the stuff with Semana Santa. So it's exciting, it's fun. The videos, I hope, are turning out really well. But being able to get them done has been a challenge in a different way than normal. So good stuff, and work has been busy all week. Obviously today's Saturday, not today, but for most of the week it's been pretty busy. So I've been struggling just to get time to put everything together. So hopefully we get all this for you, and hopefully I can keep track of what's going on. So a lot of the day was trying to deal with videos. My days are actually relatively short because I'm doing a lot of dealing with the dogs and trying to rest a little bit and running errands. And then we have to get ready to go relatively early. So today we've had such a hard time getting to the beach. And this is for a lot of reasons, right? The taxis can't get to us because of traffic. The time to get to the beach is much longer because of the same traffic, because they're going back and forth all day. And it's not just that. But here in the city, it's not so bad today, but yesterday, because we live, Laborio, right on the edge of Sutiava. So the Laborio church is right over here, and Sutiava is just a few blocks this way. And Sutiava is one of the biggest parties in the region. It rivals the biggest of like Antigua in Guatemala and Roatan in the ruins of Copan in Honduras. They have huge Semana Santa parties as well, and this is another one of those places. So not just León, but Sutiava specifically, which sits between León and the beach. So that last night made for just chaos trying to get out of here. Tonight we wanted to avoid that, so we booked the taxi really early. So my day was already over by about 2:30. At that point, it was just scrambling to get out the door to get to the beach so that we could be there for the concert tonight, because we really want to be there for our big events, to show support for the team, to see what's going on. We really need to see firsthand, because every day this week is a unique experience for us, and we want to support the bands that are putting in the effort to come support us as well, because this is just a big thing. So we left early, so my day was very short. We got out. Today we actually did pretty well. Got to the beach before sunset. This is the first time we did that whole week. Every day we tried to be there before sunset, but today's the only day that we actually managed to do it. And we got out there. We were able to hang out, get to our table, and chill a little bit, which was really nice. But the place was packed. Like, it's been packed every time we've been there this week, but this is new. Every time we go, it feels like there's even more people. We counted tonight, we were at 150. We actually ran out of chairs completely again and went to standing room only. We had people with no tables eating food from their laps. We had people just standing trying to eat and watch the show. People dancing all over the beach, bonfires. It was so much fun and so cool, but we were not prepared for the capacity, and there's lots of reasons. It's not a failing. The cost of tables and everything, we just had to do what we could, and we didn't have a lot of time to get ready because we have so much additional space. So we were just crazy, but it was great. The band actually didn't bother starting until a bit later. They were supposed to start closer to 7. They waited till a little bit closer to 8. They were fantastic. They came down from Esteli. It turns out it's actually Yvonne's cousins, is about half the band. And they brought their own equipment, which is good, because we discovered last night that our equipment is just not going to work, and we have to do a major investment in new equipment to reasonably use our own, which most places don't even have their own. So it's not a huge deal that we don't have our own right now, but we need to make an investment in that to do some of the things that we are now planning on doing. One of the things that has come through from this week is that we have proven that our theory that doing live shows at the hotel is going to be a really big thing for us. We've done that throughout Semana Santa. That has shown consistently that it's going to work really well. Now the question is, when we get past Semana Santa, will it continue to show really well? So we have a few more weeks of testing to do. One of the hazards of YouTubing in public is that in Latin America there is live recorded music being played in the streets all the time, and it will get flagged on YouTube for copyrighted content. So you have to pay attention where you're walking around, and it's just hard to deal with sometimes. Now I'm on a very noisy road because I'm trying to get away from the music. So the band came out. They were absolutely fantastic. They did Nicaraguan music, but like party band, big tune stuff. It was great. They brought their own equipment. It sounded great. We had so many people just going crazy. They had tables up against the band. We live streamed part of it, which you can see on my channel. We did it here. We were just kind of experimenting. So it's just me with an iPhone, and over the Wi-Fi, and really far from the access points. So sorry that it cut out at times and there was lots of dead air, and sorry, but you can kind of see what it was like, but it told us a lot, and we're really excited about the ability to live stream. Alan did some live streaming on his Facebook. Martina did some live streaming on the Simple Beach Lodge Facebook, and we're pretty sure that live streaming is going to be an important thing for us across several platforms. So I'm going to look into that. But tonight and the last couple nights have been a test of a lot of things to see what seems to be working, what could work in the future, what would be good ideas for us. There's just so much that we're learning because all of this is new. We haven't had the capacity before. We haven't had a venue for live music. We haven't had live music. All these things are new. And so now we have things to live stream. We have things to record. We have events to advertise. So we have to do all those things. So that's what this week has really turned into, is we had to get through Semana Santa and make sure that this was a successful week, which it was. Now we have to learn a bunch from it, which we did. And now we need to apply those things over the coming year to make sure that we bring the hotel and restaurant up to a whole nother level. That starts next week. We had a great time tonight. It was a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying being the host at the restaurant. Like, when it's just the hotel in the past, so, 6 months ago, it was cool. You'd be like, oh, welcome to my hotel. I hope you're enjoying your dinner, talking to friends that come and sitting with people. And you're just kind of like, yeah, it's our place, whatever, but now there's, with 150 people there and tons of people who don't know us, and some who know us but know us from like social media and stuff, or like I've heard of you or I saw you somewhere. It's like, holy cow, it's a completely different experience. And being the host of not just a place that has some food, but the biggest thing in town is just mind-blowing. So it's honestly a lot of fun. It's exhausting. It is a lot of work, but it is really cool. And now we're constantly running around. Oh, we need paper towels over here. Oh, someone needs someone at that table. Oh, there's something. Like, I've seen other people do this in restaurants. I've never had one of my own where it was this busy that stuff actually happened. It's crazy how much we have to do. So it was fun. And just the concert went on until about 11 o'clock. It was just great all night. Everybody loved it. We had lots of people dancing. We took lots of video. We had a really good time. By 11 o'clock, we were wiped. Dominica and I got a taxi and headed for home. And we're gonna take tomorrow off. It's gonna be another busy day tomorrow, but we do not have the energy, and really we're in the way to a certain point at the hotel. They need every seat, every table they can get, and we do take a large premium table for our party as we hang out, so letting other people use it is actually kind of good, although we want to be there and see things. So we need to grow yet again. That is clear. We do not have enough seating for our current needs, which is exactly the kind of problem we want to have. So we're excited about that. We thought that was true, but yeah, so had we had more places for people to sit, taking us up to 200 or 250 seats, it looks like we actually would have been able to absorb that. We also learned a lot of things that I've been saying for a year. We need better signage, better lights in the front. We were getting that many people, and if you stood out on the street, it was actually hard to tell that we were open or what was going on. There's just not enough lights, there's no sound, there's nothing to draw you in. Only people who knew about us or really paid close attention were coming in, which makes for a nice crowd who's there intentionally, but we could have a lot more people, we're pretty sure, with just a little bit of effort. That's coming up very soon on our list of to-dos. Thanks for joining me. It's been a great week here on the channel. Very exhausted. Please like, subscribe, and if you're thinking about coming to Nicaragua, let me know. Come to the hotel. It's unbelievable that we had the first people who found this channel, discovered us, and came to the hotel to meet us this week. And speaking of the music, people just went by and started cranking music. So all of a sudden, I got to walk away. It moves around. That's part of the challenge. You don't know where it's going to be at any given time because everybody just randomly does it. Or a car will drive down the road with huge speakers and blast out. So it's following me, I swear. So, like and subscribe. I'll see all of you tomorrow for Easter Sunday.
Hombre moncho. Son balas, miren. A doña Gertrudis necesitaba la palabra en su vida. No me importa meterme en tu vida, pero me di cuenta que ya nada te viene haciendo desde